excited. All right. While promoting his upcoming movie, Pan, Hugh Jackman was recently asked by MTV UK who he thought should replace him as Wolverine in future films after he retires from the role. In response, Jackman said the following: "I haven't really given it a lot of thought. I've been asked that question a lot, and I'm always like, I don't want to make it too easy on the studio to replace me, you know? I've still got one more to do. I'm sure they're already talking about it, and there's some actor they've told, shh, keep it quiet, but we want you next. He's younger than me for sure. I think Tom Hardy would be a great Wolverine." Dennis, what do you think of Hugh Jackman's suggestion of Tom Hardy as Wolverine?
I actually really like this choice. I think that he fits kind of that animalistic, ferocious intensity that Wolverine has. However, I don't know how much weight Hugh Jackman's suggestion is going to have with the studio. The studio is going to do what the studio wants to do. And there is a thing with Wolverine where even though he has that kind of characteristic in the movies, at least with Hugh Jackman, there is like this charisma and charm that he has underneath it all that you can feel. With Tom Hardy, less so. So I feel like I don't know if they would want to cast someone like that who's a little darker, I would feel less approachable Wolverine in future movies. I don't know. What do you think, David?
I think it's perfect because Wolverine, in the comic books is not supposed to be approachable. Yeah. He's not supposed to be comforting. We've gotten used to Hugh Jackman, who has this just great charisma. I'll say he's a beautiful man, 6'4", like Australian guy. But I mean, Wolverine is a short, stocky, gruff guy, and Hardy has that animalistic nature about him. It's just automatic for him. I don't think he'd even I don't want to say he wouldn't even have to act, but he would just be able to do that character perfectly, I think.
Christian?
Well, that's the thing is that I kind of disagree with you a little bit, Dennis, as far as Tom Hardy not being able to do the charming thing. He can do the charming thing. He's even that stupid movie with McGee that he was in,
I try to forget that movie.
Yeah, most people do. This means war, but he can do charming. He definitely has charisma. The charisma and Wolverine had charisma in the comics. He does. He's got that. That's why you love him so much. He's got that personality. But going off to agree with both you guys is that he's got that ferocity, he's got that anger, and he's the right height to do it as well. I want to see Tom Hardy play him, even though I'm selfish and I want to be able to talk about him on Jedi Council getting cast in a Star Wars film. But I think out of all, if you ask me the ideal role to play in a genre film, like whether it be superhero or Wolverine for Tom Hardy's pretty good. People would lose their minds if it happened. As far as someone else playing, if you went unknown, similar to what you did with Hugh Jackman, that to me would be something special as well.
I think the thing about Tom Hardy for me, I think he could do the charm thing, but there's never been a point where I've seen Hugh Jackman in any movie where I was as scared of him as I was of Tom Hardy in Warrior. Right. That character was like, man, do not get anywhere near that guy.
And that's kind of what Wolverine needs to be too.
Exactly.
Right.
So I'm saying if they do choose that, you're going more that route and less of a kind of mainstream. Hugh Jackman, he's just so likable. Yeah. I don't know, Sinead, what would you think of Tom Hardy as Wolverine?
Tom Hardy is fine. I think it would be great. I think that he totally has that embodiment of the character, but I also really love Hugh Jackman, so right now it's kind of hard for me to picture someone else in the role because I've gotten so used to it. So I feel like once it's like over, once Hugh Jackman has retired from the role, I do think I would need just a little bit of time in order to like embrace a new Wolverine. But Tom Hardy would be a great pick. He's terrifying too, honestly, and hot.
On a side note, he's also one of the front runners for James Bond. They're talking about
really,
yeah.
Ooh.
They're talking about
that doesn't work. Yeah,
see, I would go more with the Henry Cavill or Idris Elba, and that I feel like they're more suave and they would fit into that role. But apparently, I guess he's one of the names they're talking about as well.
Yeah. Idris Elba to me is more because even Henry Cavill was fun. It was fun in Man from U.N.C.L.E., but he just I don't know. There was something missing. Idris Elba is still my choice for Bond. I think Tom Hardy, again, going more off your point to agree with you here, to where I don't know if he can get to that level of suave. Like, I mean, I'm sure he could, no. Wolverine, snickety. Yeah.